Hello, my pretties. So, healthcare for everyone. And how can we afford it? Because nothing is free. There are no free lunches. That's the wisdom of the world. If you can narrow down the wisdom of the world to one thing, it's there are no free lunches. That includes healthcare. It includes everything. So there's no such thing. How about including healthcare and our taxes? Oh, but that's going to skyrocket our taxes, and I already pay too much in taxes. So how is it possible? Okay, first, cast the vision, and then figure it out. It's not the other way around. This is life. Can you imagine if Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream, but it's going to be really hard. Let's not do it. No, he cast the dreams like, okay, let's figure it out second. That's everything. Like the biggest problem solvers of the world that the world has ever seen are people that cast the vision first, an ambitious, bold vision, and then they get to work and they figure it out because they have no idea. It's like, this is what I want, but I have no idea how it's going to happen. So let's make it happen. I said I never wanted to depend on a boss again for my income. And it's like, I have no idea how I'm going to make that happen. But I set the vision and I dedicated myself to it and I figured it out, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to give you one simple step that you have to take to actually make this happen. And it's not difficult, but I'll say that at the end of this video. We can make healthcare for everybody happen without it raising our taxes. We'll actually have lower taxes. We will have more money in our pockets and we will all be covered with our healthcare. Okay? And I'm going to give you one step to make this happen at the end of this video. So if that sounds good to you, to have everybody covered. So medical bankruptcy is never ever a thing again. And worrying about being covered is never a thing ever again. And the care is better and we have more money in our pockets. How about that? That's a good combination because everybody says it's not possible. I'll lose more of my money and the care will get worse and this and that. Well, I'll give you the one action step at the end. So here's from the government what they have to do. And I'll give you the action step at the end to influence the government, to make the government do these things. Just one action step to make the government do the following. Number one, they have to switch the subsidies. The farmer subsidies. Right now, and for a long time, our government subsidizes the farmers that produce the food that causes health problems. So you can see why health insurance, no matter what, is not sustainable. If we flip the subsidies from subsidizing bad food that hurts us to subsidizing good food, the farmers that are growing the healthy organic food that helps us get healthy, that one change alone, this is the biggest of all the changes, by the way, that one thing alone, people are going to be healthier. People are going to be making fewer claims into the health insurance pool because we're healthier, and people are going to have more money in their pockets. Now you can have a bad healthcare system and still have it be a good thing for everybody because just that one thing is so powerful, right? Just that one thing is so incredibly powerful. So we have to switch the farmer subsidies, okay? And that's just, ask anybody, does it make any sense to have a government with your taxpayer dollars to give subsidies to farmers that grow unhealthy food that makes us sick? Does that make any sense? Nobody, they'd say you're crazy, but that's what we're doing with our tax dollars right now. We're actually funding farmers up to 40% of their income to grow the food that makes us sick. Flip that to the organic farmers. Don't even take the subsidies away, just flip it to the organic farmers so that we create the incentive at the cash register at the grocery stores. Everybody's going to get the healthier food. People are going to get healthier. And now suddenly health insurance can actually be a sustainable thing that works for everybody, even if it's a mediocre or bad structured thing. But we're going to make it a great structured thing, so it's just good all the way around. So that's just common sense. Subsidize the stuff that creates health. Okay, the second thing that needs to happen, and that is, we brag about being a capitalist country. We're capitalists in the United States. However, when it comes to drug companies, Medicare and other entities, we are barred by law from negotiating prices with the drug care companies. So one side, the consumer, barred by law from negotiating. That means that the other side, the drug companies, can set whatever price they want, and they do. They price gouge the fuck out of us. They have prices sometimes marked up as high as 500% for a drug that can save somebody's life. That's inexcusable. That's barbarism. That's savagery. But that's how it is in this country. So another common sense thing like the farmer subsidies, subsidize healthy food, not the food that makes us sick, duh. Same thing here. We're capitalists. There's nothing more anti-capitalism than taking away negotiating rights from the consumer to bring prices down. There's nothing more anti-capitalist than that. So we need to live up to our own ideal of capitalism here and create a new law that gives us bargaining rights with drug companies. That's why it's cheaper in Canada to get drugs from the same companies. The same drugs from the same companies is insanely cheaper in Canada, because in Canada they have bargaining rights. We don't, so we get screwed. It's another common sense thing, isn't it? Of course it is. And let's say the third major thing that we have to do is that we have to level we have to level the playing field with other countries that we trade with. And to go one step further, our government has to craft laws that makes it so expensive for companies to offshore any jobs that it just wouldn't be worth it, that they would never ever do it ever again. They'd keep the jobs here. They'd look at their balance sheet, their projections, and go, oh my God, it would cost us this much more money to offshore these jobs to these other countries. We're going to save a ton of money keeping these jobs here in the States. So therefore, we'll never lose any jobs again ever. Now, everybody's going to be paying, their taxes. They're going to be making enough money, just about everybody, much more than right now. People are going to be making enough money to where they're paying some sort of federal income tax. And because everybody's in this pool now of paying federal income taxes can come way down for everybody. And because people are healthier, because we flip-flopped the farm subsidies, far less claims are being made in the insurance pool, many more healthy people, a lot less sickness, everybody has a job, everyone's paying into the tax system. Well, obviously, it's as empirically true as 2 + 2 = 4. That means healthcare for everybody under the income taxes. And not only that, not only will the income taxes absorb healthcare costs for everybody, but taxes will come down. The cost of the healthcare insurance, which is absorbed by the taxes, is going to come down. Drugs down, everything down. The quality of healthcare is going to get better because they're not going to be so overburdened and saddled with so much sickness, because people are generally just not as sick anymore because the farm subsidies switched. So all of it works out mathematically, like I said, as 2 + 2 = 4. It is so simple. Those three things just have to happen. The farm subsidies need to switch from the farmers that are growing food that makes us sick to the farmers that are growing food that makes us healthy. So therefore, there are probably not going to be any more farmers that are doing that, because it wouldn't make any sense. Their families would starve. So all the farmers would suddenly be growing healthy food, and people would just be getting so much healthier. And we have to give bargaining rights back and be the capitalists that we say we are, and give bargaining rights back to insurance companies and Medicare and individuals. And, consumers need to be able to negotiate prices with drug companies. What kind of crap is that we can't do that? That is anti-capitalism, and we're supposed to be capitalists. So let's be it and craft a new law for that. And that third thing that I just went over just in review is we have to make it so expensive for companies to offshore any jobs that they would never ever do that again, keep them all here. Mathematically, everything works out. Much better healthcare coverage. People are going to have much more money in their pockets, and people are going to be healthier. And because of all those things, people are going to be happier. In the United States of America and all of the developed countries, we are among the most unhappy people because we're not covered. Medical bankruptcy is a thing. We don't have very much money because we lose so much of it in taxes and medical bills. And we're not very happy because we're not very healthy, because we buy the cheap food, which happens to be the food that is bad for us, because the farmers' subsidies goes towards the farmers that are poisoning us instead of the farmers that want to help us live healthy. All these things, and they're just common sense. The three things that I went over. Now, here's the one thing you can do to change all of that, okay? The one thing that you can do. You find out who your state senators are, and you find out who your representatives are in the House of Representatives. You call their offices, you tell all your friends to call their offices, and you say, you support, politely, be polite, say, support Medicare for everybody, or I'm voting you out. And I'll tell all my friends, well, I'll vote you out too. You support Medicare, we'll support you 100%. And if you want to, you can tell them about the other things too. Flip the farm subsidies for the healthy food or the organic food, or I'm voting you out, and all my friends will too. And you can go further and say that as far as offshoring jobs, make it common sense, senator, representative, politely, all due respect, make it so expensive for companies to offshore that they'll never offshore another job ever again. And same thing for let's be a capitalist for real and give us the right to negotiate drug prices so that they can't set the price all one-sided and price gouge the fuck out of us. That's common sense. And if you don't give us negotiating rights to be the capitalists that you say we are, then all due respect, Senator, House Representative, I'll vote you out. You support these common sense things, I'll tell all my friends to support you, we'll support you, and job well done at that point. So that's all you got to do. And at the end of the day, actually, the thing that's most important is how you spend your money. But if since people are not going to change how they spend their money, most of them, sadly, because everything follows money. Since people aren't going to do that, people need the incentive, unfortunately, from the government. So that's how we can change that. Because if the healthy food is cheaper, people will buy the healthy food. And that spins everything in a positive direction. All right, so share this if you dig this. My website is tomberkenmeyer.com. Take out the space, just like it's spelled here on social media, tomberkenmeyer.com. And share this with your friends. This is a great message to get out there because we want everybody to be healthy, happy, productive. We want everybody to be working and happy and feeling good and having more of their own money and having better healthcare coverage and medical bankruptcy and worrying about being covered to never ever be a thing ever again, because that's how we create happy people. The happiest people in the world come from social democracies, and they all have a single payer healthcare system of one form or another. And we can innovate that and make it much better, because a lot of these countries that have that, they also pay much higher taxes, but they're not doing the other three things that I said that has to be done so that we can keep more of our own money, pay less in taxes, and have everything included in our income tax to have coverage for everybody. And so in the end, we get to keep all of our money. We're happier. We have better coverage. Medical bankruptcy is history, and we're all happier, healthier people and working and feeling good. Okay? That's how we can do it. We can innovate it and make it better than what the other social democracies are doing, because they're the happiest people in the world. We can be even happier with these common sense things. Okay? Share this and take care, everybody. Bye for now.